Finally, we are live. Okay, so the heading today, and I'll get into what happened a minute ago, but the heading today is deliberate practice going for stupid. And what does this have to do with leadership and what the heck am I talking about? We're going to dive into that in just a minute. I am Angela W. Stillwell. I am the CEO and founder of Untapped Strengths, and I work with individuals just like you to transform into top 1% leaders and teams into powerhouses. And today, all of the electronic beings were definitely trying to battle against this live show. It's been an interesting technology week. I got my new iPhone in and realized I got it in yesterday or day before yesterday. I can't remember. Anyway, got it in and realized almost immediately it was the wrong one that I received because the memory was not enough. And I do a lot of videos and things for work, and so the memory on the iPhone that I received was absolutely not enough. And I had already set everything up on this new phone, meaning all of the different sites, the Facebooks, the LinkedIn's, the everything, the WhatsApps, the blah, 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 blah. Everything was already set up on this new phone, which meant that my laptop was no longer showing connected properly to everything because it all works together. And so when I went to go live to do this show today, it kept telling me that I was no longer connected. And so I was going in and trying to get things reconnected when I was trying to get this set up. And so it's been quite the little struggle. So thank you for being patient for this live getting started today. All right. So what am I talking about? This deliberate practice going for stupid and leadership. Like what the heck am I talking about? Over the last several weeks, if you've been following me, you've seen that I've been at a lot of events. I've been to Miami, I've been to Houston, I've been to Fort Lauderdale. I have another trip coming up soon in South Florida. And all of this is so that I get to keep leveling up, right? I get to continue to improve my way of being. And you've heard me talk about the book, 10X is easier than 2X. Let me get a copy of this book and I'll show you the cover of it. And by the way, I have a few extra copies of this book. So if you are interested in a copy of this book, all right, this is the book, 10X is Easier Than 2X by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. Dr. Benjamin Hardy wrote the book based on Dan Sullivan's teachings. And years ago, I was actually part of Dan Sullivan's program. And gosh, this was a long time ago. This was been, wow. We're in 2023. This has been probably 30 years ago now. I was actually in his strategic coach program. And so I've been in this realm for a long time, and I just freaking loved this book, 10X is Easier Than 2X. And this has been a big, big, big time of transition for me. And it has been for many of you too. I mean, I know that given what has happened over the last few years, when you look at the pandemic and you look at the economy and you look at the layoffs and you look at just on and on and on. And now when we look at what's happening worldwide from a potential war standpoint and all this, there's a lot of fear, right? The media is driving based on fear, and people are taking action based on fear. Here's what I know. When you go back and you study history, the biggest advances are made in times like these. And those biggest advances are made by the people who can really dial in, do the deep work like Cal Newport talks about, and really develop the atomic habits like James Clear talks about. And I'm talking about a lot of different books, right? These are people that have studied and gone really, really deep on what does it look like to continually up level? What does it look like to truly move from just getting by to into a place of a wealthy life, not just riches. I'm talking about a wealthy life, health, money, spirituality, emotional relationships, everything. What does it look like to move into a wealthy life so that you can have impact? Most of us have a desire to have some sort of impact on the world around us, whether that world around us is our family or it's our community or it's our clients or maybe even the world. Maybe you are looking to impact the world. Great. And when you think about that, what comes up for you? What do the voices in your head say? There was a quote in a movie, and I'm trying to remember the name of the movie. Gosh, I can't think of it right now. But it had Robert De Niro and several other major actors in it. And in the quote, one of the guys, they're all these old mobsters, right? And they have decided to get back together. And there's a scene where one of them says, "You die twice in life. The first time you die is with your last breath." We all get that, right? We get that you die with your last breath. And then he said, the second time that you die is the last time someone speaks your name. So when might that be? When might your final death be? That someone last speaks your name. I want you to really think about that. I apologize. My dog is walking around in the background. So if you hear nails clicking, that's him, and he won't lay down at the moment. So my apologies. Whisk, lay down, buddy. Down. All right. So you die twice. The last time you take a breath, and the last time someone speaks your name. Now, I bring that up because this concept of 10x is easier than 2x, and this concept of deliberate practice and going for stupid. My friend, my acquaintance, my connection, Steve Sims, wrote a book called Going for Stupid. And in that, he has done these incredible things for clients over the years. And in Going for Stupid, and Richie Norton also wrote a book about the same thing, really going for things that are bigger than you can even imagine. And that's what 10x is. 10x is easier than 2x. It's about going for something beyond what your brain can even conceive. Here's the thing. In all of these instances, it requires you to go, okay, you know what? I've never done this before. And now I'm going to allow my brain to focus on something that I've never accomplished before. And here's the thing. Our brains are so powerful, you guys. Our brains are so incredibly powerful because once you put that in there, if you're doing the work on your subconscious thoughts, it's a big if you're doing the work on your subconscious thoughts, then your brain will figure out that 10x. Your brain will figure out that going for stupid. Your brain will figure out how to get to that next level. Okay. And it comes from deliberate practice. Now, in James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, he used the phrase habits. I was listening to a video by Dr. Benjamin Hardy this morning. And if you're interested in that, put your name below and I'll get your email. You can DM your email to me and I will happily send you the link to this video. It's a great video. I loved it. I mean, he like really dialed in about 25 minutes on this concept of what are the 10 things that your brain is doing to stop you, or what are the 7 things that your brain is doing to stop you, to keep you from achieving even greater. And one of the things that he talked about was starting slow. And then he talked about deliberate practice, and he talked about that people develop these habits, and it's habits that actually make you slow. And your brain does this regularly. Your brain, your subconscious brain, its goal is to keep you safe. It is not about success. It is not about thriving. It is not about going after 10x. It is not about any of those things, because your brain sees those things as scary. Your brain sees those things as danger. Okay? So what you get to do instead is go after deliberate practice. Deliberate practice. My coach and mentor, Bo Eason, used to talk about that as a high performer, as a high achiever, there are only three things that you're ever doing. There are only three things that you're ever doing, and that is practice, performance, and recovery. Practice, performance, and recovery. And you've probably heard me talk about this before. I'm sure I've talked about it in a weekly live at some point or in a post. And so in that, the deliberate practice is really focused time. What does that look like? Diving in on really thinking about, what are these big goals that I want to go after? What is the impact that I want to make in life? What is it that I want to do to achieve so that I can have that wealthy life, and so that I can help others create a wealthy life? And that is my goal. That is my goal for you. That is my goal for my business, is how do I get to help you create that wealthy life? You, if you're following me, if you're watching me, you're a high achiever. I know you are. And yet you're probably bumping up against these ceilings and these walls that have kept you where you are over and over and over again. And you just need a few tweaks, just a few tweaks to get you beyond. Now, that takes practice. It takes deliberate practice, right? That takes writing new neural pathways. It can all be done. And you get to have someone who can see your blind spots. Okay. So listen, if this is something that excites you, if this is something that interests you, what I would love for you to do is send me a DM, and I will be happy to send you the video that I'm referring to, that Dr. Benjamin Hardy was talking about, the 7 things, and I can dive into that in another video. I can dive into them, and I'd love to send you his video because it's amazing. I'm also going to give away a couple of copies of 10X is Easier Than 2X. So you're going to put your name in the comments, or just say that's me in the comments on whichever platform it is that you are watching today. And this is going out on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and I think that's it. I can't remember where all it's being shown today. So put that's me in the comments, and me or someone on my team will get back with you and get your information to either, I'm going to, from the names that say that's me, or that send me a DM, because you can send me a DM on any of those platforms as well. I'm going to send out 2 copies of the books. And also I will send out the Dr. Benjamin Hardy video, because it is fantastic. The other thing is, I will keep you posted, because I have several things that I'm super excited about, building this community that I would love for you to be a part of between now and the end of the year, and kicking it off. And there's a whole bunch of things that are coming up next year, and I just want you to be a part of it, because I know what my vision is, and it's a big vision. It's a scary vision. Like, even as I talk about it right now, I have like this feeling in my stomach. I'm like, holy crap, I'm actually saying this out loud, and I'm telling people this is happening. Right? Now, that's something that your brain will do. Oftentimes, when you talk about something that you're wanting to achieve, your brain doesn't know the difference between a vision and reality. Okay? So you get to have a community around you, because once you say out loud what your vision is, your brain goes, all done. We've already done it. Yay us. We're complete. Even when you haven't. Okay. So you get to have a community around you that calls you out on the things that, yes, you're wanting to do and you haven't yet done. Okay. So hence the community I'm talking about creating between now and the end of the year. It's going to be fantastic, and I want you to be a part of it. All right. So remember, either send me a DM or put that's me in the comments. Someone on either myself or someone on the team will get back with you. We'll get your email address. And for the 2 people who get the book, domestic US only, please. That for the book. Anyone else, I can send out information via email. I don't have an electronic copy of the book. Actually, you know what? I think I will. Even if it's an international. I will offer to send an electronic copy if all of the names that enter are international as well. So, all right. Yeah, that's kind of exciting, huh? That way you'll be able to read it, or you can let me know. Do you want the Audible version or do you want the Kindle version? Let me know. All right. So the hard copy will be for domestic US and then an international. All right. So that's me in the comments. I was just kind of thinking through that. Thank you for being patient as I process that mentally out loud. And all right. And thank you for being patient with the delay of the start. The technology today, it was trying to get the better of me, and I was determined. I was doing that deliberate work to make sure that today's live show went out. So remember, going for stupid, deliberate practice. Those are all part of leadership. Okay. Deliberate practice. Yes, it's building habits, and it's more than that. Deliberate practice is having that focus time, that deep work, like Cal Newport talks about. It's about building atomic habits, deliberate practice, like James Clear talks about. It's about going for stupid that Steve Sims talks about. It's about going for 10 times is easier than 2 times that Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan talk about. And there's a lot of concepts in all of that that are intertwined and interconnected. And that's what the community is all about. That's what I work with when I'm working with my coaching clients. That's what I work with when I'm working with my corporate clients and doing leadership trainings and all of that. So listen, I want you to be a part of this community. Okay. So make sure that you say that's me in the comments, and we will get back with you. And I can't wait to see you on the next weekly live show. Hopefully by then, everything will be reconnected and it will start on time and everything will go beautifully. All right. Have a fantastic remainder of your Wednesday, depending on where you are in the world. Your Wednesday may be almost over, or it may be over, depending on where you are. All right. So have a fantastic day. And if we're already into Thursday, have a great day for there too. All right. Thank you guys. And I will see you online. See you soon. Bye.